Hello everyone and welcome back to the garage. I'm quite excited today because I'm going to start a new series on this very nice 1984 BMW R80ST. What's the story with this bike? Apart from the fact that it's a very lovely bike, it's been sitting in a garage for a few years now. The owner has owned it for like 15 or 18 years, I can't remember exactly how long, but for the last 5 years it's just been sitting in the garage. But now he would like it back on the road. So what does it actually need? Well, it needs a good service, needs a clean, needs the brake sorting out. The front brake barely works at all. Probably the fluid has turned into sludge now. And the biggest issue is it doesn't start, or it doesn't even try to. I'm charging the battery now just to see if I can get a bit of use out of it before I buy a new one. But basically what the owner said is he thinks the starter motor is seized, which it may be. We'll have a look in a bit. The electrics seem to turn on, which I understood they don't, but I put the ignition on and I get the headlight turning on. However, it doesn't try to start, it doesn't try to spin, but we'll have a look at that in a bit. I also gave the bike a bit of an inspection and I sort of know what's coming. I've got a list of things I need to do, which we'll get into in a different video probably as we go along. It needs a full service, which again, different video probably. But the aim for this video is just to see if we can start it, or what do we need to actually get this bike running before we spend any money on it. So first thing, let's just take the fuel tank off to give us some space. Pull the hose off, and it's held down just by this metal ring on the back and a rubber bushing. And the owner has been kind enough to drain all the stale fuel out of it. So I did check the oil when I got the bike, and it's the right amount. It's a bit dark, but it's fairly clean-ish feeling. It's not sludgy or anything. Took the spark plugs out, and the cylinders look clean and oily. Maybe someone poured a bit of oil in there before they left the bike sitting, maybe. But yeah, spray some WD-40 inside anyway to clean it up. Make sure it's not gonna scrape while first trying to turn it over. And yeah, just grab the rear wheel and spin the engine over, and it spins freely. It's all nice, no damage to it, which is good. One thing worth mentioning though is I could hear a sort of whistling sound, almost like building pressure with the spark plugs out, so it wasn't the cylinder. And it turns out it's building a bit of pressure in the crankcase. So if you take the oil filler plug out, it suddenly doesn't do that anymore. So the crankcase ventilation needs a look at before I actually try to start the bike, because otherwise I might risk popping a seal out, which I don't really want to do now. So here we are, I've got the starter exposed. So you have to take the air filter cover off, which is held in by just these 4 clips. The air filter is sandwiched between them, and it's seen better days. Definitely needs a new one. It's not terrible, but it's not clean either. The airbox is a bit dirty as well. You can see that whitish debris, which you can just scrape off, and it leaves a dusty residue, so probably moisture got in it. So yeah, that would need taking out and cleaning up. But yeah, here we are. That's the starter. This is the hose for the crankcase ventilation, which I'm gonna have a look at a bit later. But for now, the starter is the main thing. So it's looking pretty decent. But I just want to check if it's got a power, a ground, and a signal wire. So probably best thing is to move over to the other side. So here we can have a better view of the starter. We've got a power wire here. We've got a little ground underneath, which is just a little strap. And I've also unplugged the signal wire, just a connector there. So I unplugged that to see if I get a signal here. Got my meter. We get a live. If I touch the bottom one, we get a ground. And now for the signal wire, got the ignition switched on, press the button, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. But let's see if we can bypass it. So with this tool I can give power or ground. So I'm gonna see a ground now if I touch that. But I could give it some power, and the meter just dies, which means it's shorting out. So definitely have a starter issue, I believe, and probably the starter issue caused whatever else to fail. there are two fuses at the back right behind the fuel tank, which I've checked and they're fine. So it's probably a relay issue now. Let's have a look. So I just had a quick look at the starter relay, which is this one. I just unplugged it, shaked it a bit and put it back in. It seems like it's all pretty solid. I don't think there are any connection issues, probably just needs a clean. But now when I press the starter button, I hope you could hear that, we get a little click from it, which we didn't before. And now if I touch my signal wire, we get a signal. So if I just try to plug this in, just in case my tool isn't strong enough to run a starter, but it's just a signal wire, so it shouldn't require a high number of amps. But let's give it a go anyway. Plug the starter in. My battery is still charging, I think, but it's pretty low. Charging at 11.7 volts right now, and if I press the button, it's buzzing but not spinning, so that might be just due to the battery. So let me try to hook up a different battery to help this one and see if we get a better result. This starter might not be faulty, or it might just have some intermittent fault. Let's find out. So here's where I'm at. I've disconnected the old battery, which is probably not worth me wasting any more time with it. I've got a good battery off a different bike next to it. It's got some jump leads powering the bike. And yeah, listen to this. It's turning over, which is great news. So yeah, either it was just a contact with the relay, there was a problem all along, either this starter does have a problem and it's intermittent, it works now but it might fail a bit later. So yeah, keep an open mind to that. But I don't have much time left for today. It's a nice Saturday morning and I need to spend some time with the family. And I think I want to try and hear it running. I'm not going to rely on the carbs doing anything yet. I'm just going to spray some brake cleaner in the intakes and see if I can get a response from it. So yeah, let's do that. I'll put the spark plugs back in, connect everything up, brake cleaner, and see what happens. Maybe we'll hear it firing up. And before you ask, spraying brake cleaner in your intake is perfectly safe. There we go, it starts. So that's great news. This engine can run. I'm really happy with that. We've achieved our goal for today. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see how this project comes along, please consider subscribing to my channel. And yeah, look out for future videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.